Welcome back to Jibber Jabbers.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Travis.
I'm Jen.
I'm Sophie.
Why is this baby over here?
Because
That's
Sophie's got a thing about toys, which yeah, because remember, I asked for those toys that we dug up.
Oh, that is a good segue because we're talking about toys today. So just a quick little story while Sophie and Travis chug their drinks. Gotta get that water in, bro. Oh my god.
Oh my god, you're gonna drown. Stop.
So Travis and his friend Kevin fixed my fence a couple of weeks ago, and I was in my kitchen and Travis comes inside and he's like, we found something like
a weird burial grave.
Yeah, like while we were digging the holes for the fence, and I was like, what are you talking about? And he comes inside and he's got these or were they Tonka?
Yeah, they're Tonkas, and then there was another one that wasn't Tonka, and then another one that's like one of those stretchy dudes.
Yeah. There was like a little bus driver, I think, that you're supposed to put on your finger.
Yeah.
Which is on my windowsill now. And then there were a bunch of Tonka toy men, like construction men, and then like a Stretch Armstrong kind of guy that had been like I don't know, he doesn't stretch anymore, I don't think.
Yeah. He was definitely made
bastard.
of like a really, I call him Old Dirty Bastard, named after the late great Old Dirty Bastard.
He was creepy looking, or he is creepy looking.
Yeah, because he has private parts on him. Like he has like a butt.
Yeah, he was
crack and
naked, basically. Yeah.
He was naked, all except for boots. He was wearing little black boots.
It was very strange.
Yeah.
That's not the first time you guys found that, but when I first moved in, I was like digging like gardens and stuff, and I would find rocks that were painted. Or I found an angel not long ago, like like a cement angel.
Yeah.
I kept it. I put it back like in the garden. I don't know where it is now. It's probably like
Angel of Death.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So that was just very strange. People burying things.
Well, that was the thing, because all the toys were like buried together.
Yeah, Travis had a theory that like some kid had decided that he was too old for toys anymore.
Well, that's okay.
And he was like, it's time to put childish things aside, and he like had a funeral for his toys.
That's what I think, because so when I was a kid and I decided I was done with toys, I put them all in this box. And it's very sad. It was like saying goodbye to like a big part of my childhood. I put them in a box and I set them aside and I wrote toys on them, or Travis's toys. And then I gave the box to my mom and I was like, I'm done now with toys.
I'm done with these.
How old were you? Like 9?
I was like 9, yeah.
I was a lot older when I finally said that's enough with my Barbies.
Oh, really?
I think I was like 12.
Huh.
Yeah. And I think my mom basically was like, it's time.
Well, also though, after I got rid of those toys, I did still like get Lego, like play with Lego and stuff. But I was done with like playing with my action figures and like different kinds of like stuffies and stuff.
Yeah. So what's the first toy that you remember like obsessing over, I guess?
I can go get him right now.
Yeah, somebody's got it right here.
See, as opposed to these guys, I never gave up toys. And I am so happy.
No, I had a bear, Salt and Pepper, and I had him up until I was like 19 or so.
Yeah.
Like it was like my first teddy bear, like when you're born.
This is Blueberry.
That's really cute.
Yeah,
And
so we put...
an LL Bean Bear, so he's very expensive.
That's not his actual sweater. That was one of my baby sweaters.
Oh my god. So that's so funny. People must do that. So I still have 2 of my teddy bears. They're in the spare room closet.
Yeah.
And there's one of my little dresses on the one bear from when I was a child. I'll show them to you on Saturday.
He has winter wear and fall wear.
That's
got a hat
so
and
cute.
everything.
Hat, yeah.
He's got just like an absolutely darling yellow sweater.
He looks like he's about to go to his smoking room.
I'm gonna take a picture of it for the gram.
Yeah.
It looks like he's speaking into the microphone from this phone.
But yeah, I had my bear that was like when I was born, my dad bought it for me and like gave it to me in the hospital sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I had that for a long time. My mom lost it. I know she did. Because I gave it to her to put in like a keep safe sort of thing. And then it was just gone.
I kept my 2 bears, like, it took a lot, I don't know. When my brother had his daughter, his first daughter, I was like, oh, I should give one of these to Isabel, but then there was something, I think my sister-in-law didn't want stuffies for whatever reason, because she's a dog, maybe, that was why.
Okay.
But, so I didn't give them to her, so I still have them, like, they're in my spare room closet, so I fully intend on giving them to my children.
Yeah,
I just kept them. But one of them's, like, ugly as all hell, it's white, and it's got red paws.
Yeah.
And, like, the white's kind of, like, I'm sure that I could wash him, maybe.
Yeah.
The white's just, it's not white anymore, it's, like, off-white, kind of, because he's so old. But the other one's, like, a big gray teddy bear that's wearing one of my dresses from when I was, like, 3. Yeah. But they're in my spare room closet.
Nice.
Yeah. And there's so many pictures of me in the family albums, like, passed out at, like, 4 years old, because, like, I had, you know, you play a lot and then you pass out.
Just drank too much.
And I'm just, exactly. And I'm, like, I'm wearing, like, shorts and, like, a, you know, like, a t-shirt, and I've got all these stupid jewelries on and stuff, and I'm just passed out with my teddy bears.
Yeah.
And there's a cat, like, sleeping on top of my head. But, yeah. Because we always had cats when I was a kid.
When we go to Sophie's parents' house and, like, stay for, like, the holiday or whatever, I noticed in Sophie's old bedroom closet, it's full of, like, stuffed animals and stuff still.
My parents have not given away any of the toys I would have ever had.
You know what? I think that's kind of good in a way, because, like, if you're going to use them, like, for your children, I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, it took a lot in me to, like, start giving away.
They don't deserve it.
They won't treat them right.
Like, when I started, like, growing up, air quotations, I gave away, like, 30 Barbies and Polly Pockets, too, and stuff, like, that I didn't want to give up.
Yeah.
I think I gave all my Barbies away.
Yeah.
I really butchered them, too, like, haircuts.
I would do that, too. I would cut their hair. I had, like, the Rapunzel Barbie that had the really long hair, and I don't know why I did this. I regretted it as soon as I did it. I was like, beep, like, cut all the hair off so she had, like, really short hair.
Mm-hmm.
So what toys did you guys have that you think might be, like...
more niche?
Yeah, or, like, worth something today. Like,
my Polly
remembering
Pockets.
back, Polly Pockets. Do you think there's, like, a big market for Polly Pockets?
I think that there is,
The original ones, not the new garbage they have now.
No,
yeah.
I
remember
had, like,
those like choking hazard fucking.
Well, they're like that big, the little people.
I had, like, a little blue one that was, like, the size of, like, I don't know, like a hardball, I guess. And it was like you opened it up and she was a Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
And I had a really big heart one where she gets married. So that was kind of cool. That was like my Christmas present for the year, I'm sure, because it was expensive.
Yeah, that shit was expensive.
But I don't know what happened, but my mom was like, it's time. She might have given them to a cousin or something like that, like a younger cousin.
Hank.
yeah, my cousin Hank's playing with Polly Pockets.
Yeah.
We wouldn't let him in the room because he was so young, and we'd be playing Barbies, and he'd be like, "Can I come in?" Like, no! And he'd slam the door.
Poor Hank. Well, the reason I asked that was because I had, when episode 1 came out, I got a little Obi-Wan Kenobi as like Padawan Obi-Wan.
Okay.
You still have the braid and everything.
A rat tail.
And so my mom gave it to me, and she said, "Don't open this." And I didn't understand why.
Yeah.
So I left it in the package for a while, and then like temptation got the better of me.
Yeah.
So I had it. She had it for a while. She's like, "I got you this, and I don't want you to open it, so I'm gonna hold on to it for you." And I was like, "Okay." And then eventually it was like, "Can I have it? And I'll put it somewhere safe." And so I put it in my top drawer, my underwear drawer. And it stayed there for like a month, and every time I opened my drawer, I'd look at it like, oh, forbidden fruit.
Yeah, it's like open me.
Yeah.
Come on.
And then I guarantee, because it came out, it was the first round of toys after episode 1.
Yeah.
So and the one day I just opened it. And my mom was like, "Why did you do that?" Like, oh, and I was like, "It's okay, I won't wreck it.
Oh,
it'll be fine." And I'm like, "I'll hold all the pieces and I won't lose the pieces." And she's like, "No, that's not the point."
Not the point, yeah.
And I was
also,
like,
why are you giving that kind of gift to your kid?
No, like
when he's like,
it was really thoughtful.
Don't play with this. Then don't give it to him.
So
yeah.
So what I did after I got old enough is I went and got this guy. And I'll never open this toy.
Or
and it's Han Solo. And it's collection 1.
Here, I'll take a picture of it for our Instagram for when this episode comes out.
Okay. It's a little dirty.
It tried to face recognize Han Solo.
But yeah, it's collection 1 from Kenner. So obviously way before Disney took over. And I think it's the coolest thing. And Sophie got me actually another Han Solo
one, yeah.
And I won't open that either. And then so the Han Solo Sophie got was when the first of the latest trilogy came out.
Okay.
So I won't open that either. I don't know. Maybe I should grab it and take a picture of that too.
Sure. And I'll take a picture of my teddy bears at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, he's got all of accessories.
Isn't he so cool?
You should open him.
Right? How much fun would that be to play with?
So much fun. He's got the Stormtrooper belt and everything.
So when you guys were a kid, like what's even if it was like something stupid, like what was your favorite toy to play with and why? You
go, Sophie, and then I know.
Like exactly if you can pinpoint a favorite toy. Sophie, I think can't, but
I don't know, either Lego or maybe Playmobil. I liked better.
What was?
Playmobil.
What's that?
Oh, Jen doesn't know what Playmobil is.
It's the best.
What
it's
is it?
The only toy.
So
it's you've never seen like these little guys with the happy faces?
It's like a German.
It's a German toy.
It's a German toy.
Oh, so it's like German Lego. Kind of.
Not even.
Not really, because you can't customize it the way you can with like Lego. It's like cooler. Oh look, they're doing a Back to the Future thing.
That's
now.
really cool.
They never used to do like that kind of. Where are the shop? Yeah, they got Playmobil.
There's all kinds of kids.
Look,
so we buy our nieces Playmobil all the time now.
Yeah, so that I can play with it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have this one, the little kitty enclosure.
Yeah, we bought them that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's sort of like a dollhouse kind of thing, but they have like a variety. So like you can get space stuff and dragons, like Scooby-Doo.
All kinds of. You've never heard of this? Sophie has this one, and it's like a little homeless man, and he carries around like a wine bottle.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he's got like a little beer bottle and like a stick. With
like his little sack.
Like a vagabond, yeah.
Wow.
I guarantee they don't make that one anymore.
No, there's some other.
Well, it's in
stuff
Germany
anymore. Yeah.
Right.
But so mine was I had. Do you guys remember the show Beasties?
No.
So it's Transformers.
Okay.
But instead of turning into like vehicles and stuff, they turned into animals.
Okay.
And it was like Optimus Prime was a big gorilla, and like Cheetor is the one that I always played with.
Was it a cheetah?
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I had this huge Cheetor. He was like this. He would stand this tall.
Yeah.
And all his limbs and even his fingers moved independently.
Oh, cool.
It was the coolest thing, and you could fold him down into a cheetah or have him as a robot, and I always had him as a robot.
Yeah.
And so I played with, that was one of my main ones, but I think my actual main toy was, do you remember the Spawn?
Yes.
Like that, he's like a
hero
from hell kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I do remember that.
I had Spawn, and I wore him out so much, like his knee joint just broke the one day.
Oh, jeez.
And I gave him a peg leg with one of those wooden clothes pins.
Yeah.
So I took half of it and I put it into his socket and I taped it with like hockey tape. So he was peg leg Spawn.
Oh, jeez. I think my favorite toy, it was, I think probably pretty dangerous in retrospect, and I don't know where my parents got it. It was a bigger toy, but it was a horse.
Yeah.
That was attached to like a I don't know, like a box spring. Do you know what I mean? Like it was like I could ride it, and there were springs, like there were 4 springs that connected to the metal.
I remember this, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just bounce on it and like hope to God nothing gets caught in the spring, I guess.
Yeah.
Like when you're, but I loved that thing. There's so many pictures of me. I think it was a hand-me-down. I think that my brothers used it first and then I got it. But there's like pictures of me with like fake, what are those guns? cap guns.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like cap guns on it, being like,
a little bit.
I'm gonna kill you.
I
Like,
think I know exactly what you're talking about too, because I'm pretty sure one of my cousins had one of those. Like with the springs,
Yeah, and you could like bounce up and down on them. It didn't move back and forth. It just moved up,
had like
up
a
and
big
down.
metal frame.
Yeah. I love that thing.
Do you guys remember moon boots?
No, maybe.
Only in the context of Arthur, like when he got the moon
boots. You really wanted the moon boots?
My cousin got moon boots. I think they were a Nickelodeon toy.
Okay.
And he got them, and they were the coolest thing. It wasn't springs, it was elastics, like heavy duty elastics. And it was like plastic sandals attached to these like basically like bottomless buckets that had tread on them. And
they didn't work, right?
Not really. Like it was fun to like bounce in place, but you couldn't like jump. They were so heavy on your feet too. Like you're not moving with those things. You should look at
this one. Physical therapy.
Look, he's got
a thing.
He's got tape on and everything.
He's got this athletic tape,
He's got an
Sophie's
injury.
still looking at Playmobil.
Yeah. Sophie, you can't buy them.
No, it's only $20.
It's only right. This is the saddest part about toys, is that when you're young, you have to ask for toys, and like it seems so expensive when you're saving up your allowance and stuff. And now you could buy as many toys as you want. But it's like, but I can't.
Even stuff like, I remember like I used the same man to tune and fix my piano. Yeah. And he came over to tune my piano. So this is the first time that I, as an adult, have tuned the piano. And I remember thinking that it was so expensive. It was $80, and you only have to do it once a year. Mm-hmm. And then he told me that my keys were uneven, and I was like, yeah, I know. And he goes, well, I could fix them. And I remember my parents were like, well, Stan could fix the keys, but it'll be really expensive. Yeah. It cost $70. Jesus. I was like, these keys could have been fixed for like a decade.
I just have to say, when you said I used the same man to tune my piano, I heard man to tune, and I was like, that's totally a tool for pianos, and I know that. Like, sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she used a man to tune. They tune pianos. Did you know that?
Yeah. The man to tune.
Got a man to tune.
Yeah, I remember somebody once was like, why don't you just tune it yourself? I was like, you clearly don't know anything about pianos. Yeah. I was like, because I'd probably destroy it. Yeah, but I really like
Sophie,
the horse.
that's enough. That's enough Playmobil.
Yeah,
for
no
Sophie.
more surfing for
the
toys.
Laundry set.
No, because we have to talk about other toys now.
What's the coolest Christmas present you guys ever got, like for toys?
Harry Potter Lego Castle, whole thing.
As a younger child.
Okay.
It was like 10.
I got 2.
Didn't this happen like last year? No?
No, not that one. It was a Lego Castle.
Oh,
that's
a puzzle.
a 3D puzzle for
adults.
I've got 2, okay? And they are because like they were the most popular thing at the time. And this might blow your mind. Not the first one, but the second one. But first one was a baby Furby.
Furbies!
Yeah,
oh my god!
I got a baby Furby. I got a blue one. My sister got a pink one, and my brother got like a.
I had a black. And white
I got
one.
a green one. He got a blue one, and she got a pink one.
Oh,
and they were like pastel colored baby Furbies.
Mine was just a normal color. I think.
It's because we had the baby ones.
Oh, okay.
The baby ones were all different colors, right?
Were they tinier?
Yeah, they were a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
And then the other one would be. Do you guys remember Yetis? Sears Yetis?
I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure.
Literally, they were so popular at my school, and I was like, can I have a Yeti for Christmas, please? Everybody has one. Right? And so I got a Sears Yeti, and I was like, no fucking way. Well, I actually got one of these Yetis.
Well, that's what happened with Furbies. I remember, and like everybody had them. Jess actually married her Furby to another Furby like at recess. I remember that.
You can do that?
Like that.
I don't know.
Do you think they could do that? I remember something.
What do you mean
they
could do that?
It's just a game
you can link
play.
Furbies or something like that.
No, she was just playing a game. Yeah, she wasn't like.
Wasn't it? You can like have them communicate with each other though.
Was it this?
Yeah.
Gross.
That's so funny. I looked it up.
Do you remember these?
No.
Well, you know what? Yes, they do look familiar.
They were from the Sears catalog, and I was like, Everybody at my school had one.
The Sears Christmas wish list book?
Oh my god. It was the wish book.
Yeah, the wish book.
Whenever it came out, I was like, give me the wish book. And all the toys were at the back.
Right?
Of the
And
book.
you're like, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. My mom would be like, okay, pick
That's
like
enough.
2 things out of this book. And I'd be like, okay, which is the most expensive?
I just wanted Barbies all the time. I don't know. Like, I had so many Barbies. I had like a backpack that was full of Barbies.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't have any accessories. I didn't have like a car or a house. I had a lot of like clothes, I guess. And then I would steal my brother's. My brothers had a G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And who was that guy? He wore blue.
G.I. Joe, and it was Cobra.
Cobra, yeah.
Yeah.
So Barbie fucked those guys a lot.
Oh, shit.
When I was
Barbie
a kid.
got around.
Yeah, I was like,
Nice.
there was a Barbie that came out that had legs that moved, like, and did the splits. She was like a gymnast Barbie.
Oh, nice.
And the legs moved at the knee and at the hip, and the arms, like, moved or whatever.
So
and
that
she
Barbie
did a lot
got
of
fucking
section.
railed.
She got around, yeah. Because I was like 12, and I was
No,
like...
I did the same thing.
Yeah,
with my
I
Barbie,
think
for
that's
sure.
a normal thing that people do.
I didn't have a Barbie house because if you think about it, the houses that they make for these toys are very constricting, and I like to do a nice open layout concept, right? So I had like the kitchen, the bedroom, the living room. They had a Jeep for when they went camping. They had a trailer. They had like a pink convertible. This is like the whole 9 yards, and everything was pink, right? The whole kitchen is pink. The dining room was all pink.
I got off on a tangent, but I think one of the best Christmas presents I got as a kid, these were like walkie-talkies, but they went on your head.
Oh.
They were like the headset ones, and there were only 2. And my neighbor and I would see how far away we could get from each other with them working. And that was pretty sweet. I'd be like, can you still hear me? Are there any enemies around? Like, just like the dumbest shit. But yeah, I love that.
Did you ever get like
toy.
a spy kit?
No.
No?
I don't think so.
They would sell spy kits that had like those, like, they were handheld, like, they're not radios, but they look like a satellite ray gun or whatever. You point it at something and you can hear like farther distances.
Yeah.
And then you get like
a
little
magnifying
binoculars
glass.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember? I'm trying to think of like 90s really like niche little like popular things. Like there was
Cabbage Patch Kids.
Yeah,
Cabbage Patch.
The toys, the TY toys.
Tie Babies.
Tie Babies.
Do you guys remember Crazy Bones?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, I had so many.
I
What
had
were they
like.
for though? Do you know what I mean?
You
Like,
played the game.
What was
what
the
it was.
game? Because nobody knew the game.
Yeah.
I got some Crazy Bones. I got some cool alien ones too.
Yeah.
But I had no idea what the fucking game was.
I can't remember what the
Did you
rules were
flick
at
them
ours.
at each other or
Yeah,
something?
yeah, it was something like you flick them, and if your man destroy, I don't know. There were different rules probably at every public school.
Do you remember the song from Crazy Bones? Like,
No.
play the Crazy Bones, what you gotta do.
Okay, well now I do. Yeah, now that you've sung it.
Yeah.
Do you remember Pogs? Did you ever have
I
Pogs?
still have Pogs somewhere.
I think it's the same idea with how you play
Nobody
it.
actually played.
You have the heavy.
Yeah, the heavy ones, and you like whip
You like
them.
slam it.
Yeah.
They're called slammer Pogs.
Yeah, I had one that had like jagged edges all around.
Yeah, I had one that was like shaped like ninja stars. And
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Our school was really big on marbles, but no one played marbles. People
You just traded
Just have
yeah.
them.
And you wanted dragon eggs were like a really big like deal. Like that's what people talked about, and they would always be like sold out at the candy store.
Oh.
Oh,
But
shit.
I trade you 7 of my candies for one of your dragon egg.
Yeah.
Shit.
Did you ever have one of those? I think they were fairies that you just pulled the thing and they flew
Yeah,
up
you know
in the
they're
air.
worth a lot of money.
Yeah,
Are they?
Are,
Yeah.
I used to have one.
Yeah.
They're like
my sister had one.
$700 or something.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
What a toy.
Ridiculous.
They had a boy version of one.
I
think
would
it was
just
like a
shoot it
bug.
at people.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Go for it, go.
Excuse me.
Oh, bless you.
What else? What else was like that? Do you guys remember yaks? They're like,
Like
I think that's what they were called. No.
Yak backs?
Yeah, yak back.
Yeah.
You like push the button, you say something, and it'll
and
say
then
it
say
back.
it back,
to
and
you.
you're like, wow, what
and
an
you can
invention.
make it say it in like weird voices and shit.
Yeah, I remember those. I
Yeah.
think somebody had one. I'm not sure if I had one or if Andrew had one, my brother.
Yeah.
But there was lots of stuff like that. Or what was those Bop It?
Yeah.
Bop it.
Bop It.
Don't you still have one?
No, I've never had a bop it.
Who had a Bop It that we were playing
It's
with?
probably Stacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did
That's
you?
Hella fun.
What did you guys ever have like a neighbor that had like a sick toy that you like totally took
always.
advantage of and like
Always.
used all the time?
So I'm gonna tell this story about how I got kicked out of Cubs. I don't think
I've heard this story ever, so yeah.
I got, like, asked not to come back to Cub Scouts because I stole someone's Dragon Ball Z toy. Straight up, I was like... So he had 2 Gokus, and
oh,
I was
maybe
like,
I do know this
why
story.
does this guy have 2 Gokus? That's not fair. I'm gonna just put this one in my pocket. And he's like, where's my other Goku? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. Right? And, like... He was like, Travis has it. I was like, no, I think so-and-so was playing with it last. And they're like, no, Travis has it. I was like, nope, don't have that.
Travis just takes what he wants, right?
I get what I want. I get hot dogs when I want them. Do you remember my hot dog story?
Yeah, I do remember that story.
Gokus when I want them? No.
My neighbors got a trampoline when we were like 12, I think, and we spent every day there.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we had to walk over there to catch the school bus.
Yeah.
And then we would jump on the trampoline until the bus came.
Nice.
But it was like well before trampolines had safety measures.
Yeah.
So all it had was the padding that protected the springs.
Yeah.
Which didn't do a very good job because people got
they would
hurt all the
flip
time.
up and
Anyway,
shit.
yeah, if it was windy, it would just fly away.
I have a story about that, but you go ahead.
Oh, I got hurt all the time. Like, we would popcorn each other, and I would fly off the trampoline and land on my back.
Yeah.
Somebody landed in between the trampoline and the springs, like, with their leg.
Yeah.
Surprised it never got broken.
Oh, my God. So, the story is, we had these friends who were, like, my cousin's cousins, Rory and Adam. And Rory could do backflips on the trampoline, so we'd always play like dodgeball on the trampoline. So you'd have everybody would be around the trampoline throwing balls at the person jumping on the trampoline, and you had to be a certain distance apart. And we could always convince Rory to do a front flip or a back flip.
Yeah,
like just do your flip or whatever. And the one time he did a flip, and he landed his legs on both sides of the springs. And it pinched, I don't know if it pinched his scrotum or if it pinched part of his leg, got stuck in one of the springs, and he was screaming for bloody fucking murder. And we didn't know what to do. And so we got his mom to come out, and she came and like separated the springs. And then she came out like a couple days later, and she snipped every single spring, and she was like, you're done with this trampoline. Yeah.
That's so sad.
That's why you gotta get the trampoline with the net.
Because that was literally the last time I hung out with those kids. Because I told a story before about like having dirt clod wars. Did I tell that story? And I hit the kid in the head with the dirt clod.
You told me that story when we were at the beach.
Okay. So we had dirt clod wars at the playground. Because every time it would rain, the dirt would get like solid, and you could break it into chunks. And we were throwing them at each other. And Adam had like platinum blonde hair, like the blondest hair is almost like clear. And I hit him in the head with a dirt clod, and it had a rock in it, and he started bleeding, and like his whole head turned like blood red, and I felt so bad. So Rory and Adam were brothers, and the trampoline story is the last time I ever hung out with them.
So like these 2 kids are trouble.
Yeah.
You and Tyler?
I don't know if Tyler was with me for the trampoline thing. I think he was.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was.
My friend had one of those like caged in trampolines.
But no fun.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it with the net. Well, there was a big hole, like one of the springs came undone, like on this one side, and then like another, and then another. And so eventually there's just this big hole, but we just made it into a game of like trying to get people into the hole.
Oh my god.
Danger.
Yeah, danger. Yeah. I remember we were definitely teenagers at this point because we had met my friend Steve at that point. And Devin had a trampoline, and we went over after school one day. We might have been like 15. And like Steve and Devin and I were like popcorning, and Steve like blew me off the trampoline basically. Oh no. And I landed straight up on my back, and I couldn't breathe for like 30 seconds.
You got the wind knocked out of you.
Yeah, that's one of like the worst feelings, I think, is having the wind knocked out of you, because you're just like, that
happened to me last summer.
Really?
Yeah, Kevin and I, so there was this guy at the pier, and he was letting people go on his tube or whatever, and he would try to like knock people off, and I fucking, so the tube was starting to flip, and if I was gonna fall like normally, I was gonna fall onto Kevin, and I didn't want to hurt him because I'm a lot bigger than he is.
Kevin is quite small, yeah.
And so
when
I
you
kind
guys
of
were
like
at my house, I kept trying to feed him. I was like, "You want some ice cream sandwiches, Kevin?"
So I tried to like So we were gonna fall, so I pushed myself off of the tube and like launched basically.
Yeah.
And like scorpioned on top of the water. That's where like basically your heel hits the back of your fucking head. And like I just rolled on the surface of the fucking water and like wind knocked out of me. I fucked up my rib and I was just like,
what?
I was just floating there like,
what is like, the wind knocked out of you?
It's something happens where there's like a big impact and your lungs, I think, like go into some sort of defensive mode where they just like, they don't move.
Oh. Sophie?
So like you can't breathe in, you can't breathe out.
I always look to Sophie for this stuff because I'm like, you're the scientist.
I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's like there's some weird like rhythm issue that happened to your lungs where you have to resort yourself out and
yeah, they're like in shock.
Maybe. Yeah, because like my lungs literally like you can't breathe in, you can't breathe out. No, you could breathe out, but you can't breathe in for some reason.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had the wind knocked out of me. I try to avoid it as much as I can as an adult.
And I'm like floating there, and Kevin's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like trying to like breathe in. I'm like,
yeah. So how old were you guys? Well, Sophie, I guess, still plays with toys, but like, how old were you when you were just like, I can't play with, or someone told you that you can't play with toys anymore?
Like at all. Or still Lego and stuff. Because I was saying 9 is when I gave up my toys.
Yeah.
Probably when I hit like 11 or 12 when I'm like, I'm like a teenager now. I can't be doing this.
Yeah. I think that's probably about how I think my mom told me it was time to give up my Barbies. But I don't think she was like, you're too old for this shit. I think she was just like, you don't even really play with them anymore.
Right.
And I was still fighting. I was like, yes, I do. I play with them all the time. Look, I'm going to play with them right now. Because I just didn't want to get rid of them. And she did the same thing with, I had like a closet, like, so 2 of your closets and the whole top of it was stuffed animals.
Oh, shit.
And my mom was like, you have to give those away. And I was like, no,
I don't think
won't.
I do.
They're mine.
But I did end up giving most of them away. I kept the ones that had been around the longest.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a very sad day. I was like, the gorilla, and he had a fucking banana, and he had a baby. I was like, I don't want to give him up.
I think my older sister might have had that toy, like a gorilla with a banana and a baby. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah, so my childhood died around the age of 12. Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say it died.
Mine was because, like, people at school were like, you're a baby if you play with toys, kind of thing.
Some adult ruined them early, and they were like, you have to be an adult if I have to be an adult.
I mean, I mostly stopped playing with toys probably when I was, like, 13. Besides, like, the occasional Legos. But because that's the point where you're like, oh, boy.
I'm building.
My toys, right? So...
We went in 2 separate ways with that. You were like, boys, and I was like, architecture. It's an adult activity. Yeah. I
was never very good at making creative Lego stuff. I just like to follow the instructions.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My brother had like and I think my mom gave it to my niece because she kept the Legos. Mm-hmm. But there was just like a wooden bin, like almost full of just like all these different Lego pieces.
Yeah.
And I would just like build like fortresses with them and I would like battle the Lego men with each other.
So the kind of stuff I would build if I was going to make something creative, like I made like a bar, like for all my little Lego guys, because I had such an assortment of strange characters. So I'm like, yeah, make like a little bar for them with like a little pool table and stuff.
Yeah.
So very domestic imaginings.
Yeah.
So, what about McDonald's toys?
I don't think I ever had
Bullshit,
any.
Garbage, not worth my time.
Really? Even from like the 90s and stuff?
No, they suck. Because first of all, they trick you into thinking you have to collect them all. Which means you gotta go more to McDonald's and give them your money, right?
What? We lived in the middle of nowhere. So like going into town meant like we were going into town to get groceries and like that was it.
Well, I remember all kinds. Like, I remember there was a Sonic, like, video game toy that you could play. You could get, like, Sonic or Knuckles. And it was just, like, that game Temple Run. But it was on this little tiny video game console thing.
He gave you a whole video game?
Yeah.
That's weird.
And, okay, so one that is, like, super, like, worth a lot of money nowadays is Inspector Gadget. Do you guys remember when Inspector Gadget came out?
Because it had like little attachments.
Yeah, right? So you got piece by piece. Like you got an arm for this Happy Meal. You got the other arm in this Happy Meal, and then apparently that's worth like thousands of dollars nowadays. The complete set.
My brother calls my mom Inspector Gadget.
Oh yeah,
because she's always being nosy. So when she's doing something nosy and he's home, because he lives in Alberta, when he comes home, he's like, if she says something like along the lines of being nosy, he'll be like, and she's like, shut up.
What kind of toys did you guys get from like TV shows that you watched?
I had a pink Power Ranger.
Did you?
It was like a stuffy one though. Like it wasn't like a model. But yeah, it was like bigger. It was like this big, and it and I brought it everywhere, I think. Yeah. I
had at one point a green and a black Power Ranger.
Nice. I also had, I don't know if Sophie maybe remembers this, but do you remember you could buy these like purses or like little bags, but they were like dogs, and you could zip them open and you put your stuff in there. It was like a stuffed animal, kind of.
I see them at Walmart and stuff still sometimes.
Yeah. I had one that I brought with me everywhere, and I left it at Loeb's. Like, it used to be Loeb's just over here, but now it's Food Basics, I think. It's a long time ago. So they let me use the bathroom, and I left it in the bathroom. And then I didn't notice until, like, my dad and I had left, and we stopped, like, one more stop before going home, like, in the country. And I was like, my puppy, I can't find my puppy. And my dad phoned Loeb's from my, from my grandparents' house. And he was like, my daughter left her thing. And they're like, oh, yeah, we have it. So I actually got it back.
Nice.
Which was pretty nice. I was so upset. I was like, oh, my God.
I had one of those, you know those kitties, and when you shake it, it makes a sound like it's purring, but it's some sort of, I don't know, mechanism or like rice or something.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I had one of those, and I lost it at IKEA when I was 5, and this is like one of the IKEAs like in York or something like that. And like, I was so devastated because they couldn't find it anywhere because those places are huge, right?
Yeah.
And obviously some other kid just picks it up and it's like, that's fine now. Wouldn't happen now with coronavirus, but...
Did you have anything from like a TV show?
Not TV shows. I had a lot of like Little Mermaid stuff. So.
Yeah, okay.
And like I said, the Harry Potter stuff, but that was kind of like probably when I was around 8 or 9.
I had a few things from TV shows. I had Ninja Turtles, all kinds of Ninja Turtles, little ones, and then even up until like a couple years ago, I had like a giant Ninja Turtle, and he was like hard plastic, or not hard plastic, but like hard rubber. And then I had, do you guys remember the show Biker Mice from Mars?
Yeah. I think that sounds familiar.
They were like alien mice bikers.
From Mars?
From Mars.
Yeah.
And then there was one called Street Sharks. A cartoon called Street Sharks. And they would like rollerblade around and stuff. And they were like, I guess like the equivalent of like Ninja Turtle to Shark. You know, teenage Shark boys.
Yeah.
Right?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really?
Really, yeah.
A lot of them, you'd like squeeze their arms and their mouths would like chomp.
Okay.
What channel was that on?
YTV maybe?
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. They were like, those shows only lasted a little while, I'm pretty sure. The Biker Mice from Mars and Street Sharks.
Yeah, a lot of kids shows are like that where they only last like 1 season, maybe 2 seasons, and then like...
They were very 90s though, those shows. I'm trying to think. Yeah, and I had like the Transformer from Beasties.
Transformers. Robots in disguise.
I don't know though. Like, I remember they had these toys. Oh, they came in like these tubes.
Okay.
Bionicles. That's what they're called.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure there was a
Lego?
Bionicle show. They were sort of like Lego, yeah, or like Kinects. Do you guys remember Kinects?
Yes. I remember these Bionicle things.
I'm pretty sure Kinects made Bionicle. You don't know Kinects?
I don't think so.
They were like, I'd see them in school all the time. They were like little gears, right? And then these long sticks that you could clamp into the gears, and you could build structures out of the Kinects.
Oh, yeah. No, I do. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Yeah, I think the Pink Power Ranger was the only thing that I had from TV. Like, I can't think of anything.
Yeah.
That I had from TV. So we're adults now.
Yeah.
Are we?
Yes. I would consider myself
I'm
an adult.
not.
So, what kind of toys do you guys have as adults?
Well, like I showed you, I've got like Star Wars toys,
But other toys.
like adult toys.
Yeah,
Like
like
with sex toys?
no. No, that's definitely not where I was going with that.
I don't know. Like I have comic books. Those aren't really toys.
No.
Oh look, we have like the Simpsons Legos.
Travis is showing me his toys. It's like when you're a kid, like, do you want to see my Lego set?
Smell that, bro.
See, we got like Homer.
Millhouse.
We got
Ralph.
Ralph.
Or no, Nelson? Munson, I almost called him.
Millhouse. Eliza.
Lisa and her saxophone.
Yeah.
I've got a little plushy R2D2.
They look really weird in 3D. They all look like they're from that episode where Homer goes into the 3D realm.
Yeah, and he comes out
Oh, also look.
into the people world.
I've got like this tractor that was my grandpa's Jeep.
Oh, that's cool. A little John Deere tractor.
It's like an antique.
And one of these Russian doll sets.
Oh, cool.
It's not a toy.
That's a toy.
Yeah, that's a toy.
No, it's for my kids. I'm from the toy section.
But it doesn't have to be from... So, like, when I talked about toys, I meant, like, so I consider my kayak kind of a toy.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I've got all this airsoft gear. So I look like I'm like some sort of covert operative when I go and play.
Tactical Travis.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it comes with like a rubber knife.
Your computer is like a toy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My computer. I play a lot of video games. I don't know.
Yeah, I've got an Xbox. I have, like, little toys, like, I'm a musician, so I've got, like, little shit that I can play with when I'm sitting there watching TV. So I have my little ukulele. I consider that a toy, because I
like the thing from our intro.
Yeah, the Kimbala.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like the thumb instrument that a lot of the music from Avatar: The Last Airbender is, which is my fave. Yeah, I don't know. I think of other toys that I have. I guess, like, it's just sad. Like, you become an adult and you can afford all of these toys, but you go, like, I need to buy a drill. So, like, that's kind of a toy, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
Depends on what you use it for, right?
Yeah.
Like if you use it as like for like
fun,
hobbies and stuff.
Yeah. So, like, that's why I consider my kayak a toy, because I use it for fun.
Right.
Like, I don't go kayaking for, like, I don't know, exercise necessarily. Yeah. Like, it is exercise, but, like, I do it because I enjoy being on the water.
Yeah.
So.
And I redid my canoe, and so that's a toy.
Yeah, that's a toy.
Yeah. Skateboard, your skateboard, that's a toy.
Fishing?
Use it.
Yeah, fishing. Yeah, you can do that. I ski, so I've got skis. That's kind of a toy, because I do it to enjoy the scenery. I'm not like a crazy double black diamond skier, because I'm just not like that. I don't like it. So
I'd say my main one though is my computer. Like obviously, like the podcast to me, I guess would technically be like a toy. Like it's something I like to do for fun, right? Like
yeah,
it's not like I don't see it as work.
So many things are toys.
Yeah.
When you think about it,
is a hot dog a sandwich? Yes. Is a podcast a toy? Yes.
Yes. Good night, everybody.
So anything that provides entertainment is a toy.
I guess so. Sophie is a toy.
Okay, that was.
I'm just kidding.
Rude.
I'm kidding.
So rude.
I'm so hurt.
I like Man, I wish Stacy would give us that flammable.
So I don't like. Been eyeing up my niece's flammable. So when my sister had her last place that she lived in, she had like a spare room that Sophie set up a huge flammable house scene.
Yeah,
and
well, we try to set up like a new scene each time with like people doing different stuff, different things.
So she had like this giant dollhouse that she filled with like Playmobil families, and like each room had its own like thing going on. Like
that's why I wanted. That's the fun part is setting up. Like, imagine Mastermind Toys. What they used to do is they used to do these huge scenes with Legos and Playmobiles and stuff like that. That somebody had to set up like all this intricate stuff, and I'm like. That's the dream job, ladies and gents. They just come in there. It's almost like it could be like a commission thing. Like, okay, we need a new display, Sophie. We'll give you $500 commission.
Yeah.
Can you imagine $500?
I would do it for free.
That would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like...
Let me see your fake knife.
I still like... Yeah, I still obviously like doing stuff like, I guess make believe stuff. Like when I do the airsoft stuff, we do like military simulation, so it's like make believe like you're in like some sort of skirmish, right? Like, yeah. So I feel like that's not.
Yeah, and I do those like escape rooms too.
Yeah, escape rooms.
Yeah, escape rooms are like toys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I mean, board games count as toys.
Yeah, definitely.
We should check and see if that place. There's a place in our town called like Wonderland.
It's open.
It's open.
Yeah.
We should go there. That's like Sophie and I went there a couple times. We have actually a gift card for there because we won. So Sophie and I do this scavenger hunt thing that happens. It's not a scavenger hunt. It's like
No, it's a scavenger hunt.
Is it? They like drop clues and you have to figure out the clue to find out where the prize is.
Yeah.
So we won first prize the one time, and we won like $100 to that place and / the escape rooms.
Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. If you like, I usually go with my boyfriend's friends, and like there's like a lot of us, and we play like games that are really fun. Like I didn't really consider myself into board games until I started dating Joe.
Yeah.
Because I was like, board games, like whatever. Yeah. And then we'd play them, and I would get really competitive about it. I'd be like, "This
Sophie
is like I gotta win." Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I get really mad if
I don't. For me, like I could win or lose at a game as long as I'm having fun at it. I don't care.
But winning is fun.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about how worked up I was getting before I came here. Joe and I were playing Mario, and there was this level we just could not figure out how to. Not beat, but you want to get all the coins, right? Yeah. And then beat the level.
How many continues has Joe used?
45, I think.
Oh, Jesus.
I have none. I've got like 50 lives. But like we just couldn't do it, and I was getting so mad. I was like, I don't want to play anymore. I was like, I'm getting too frustrated.
I get like that.
I was like, we can revisit it at another day, and like with fresh mind, you know.
I can't even think about the number of times I've been playing Mario Party with anybody, and when I'm not like winning, I'm mad. And I'm like, well, I don't want to play anymore. Like,
well, so one of my friends did that when we lived together. It was like, I don't know why, but we all decided we wanted to play Monopoly. Mm-hmm. And she like 10 or 20 minutes into the game, she's like, I don't want to play anymore. It's clear I'm not going to win. Yeah. And I was like,
that's me.
Okay. I was like, that's not how the game works.
Right?
She just like left. I was
that's
like,
pretty early for Monopoly to admit.
Who was this?
It doesn't matter. I'll tell you after.
A friend though?
Yeah.
I feel like that's a reflection of like the availability of like phone games and stuff like that, where it's like you could start playing something and as soon as it's not coming your way, you can just refresh and start a new game or just get rid of it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that was well before phone games.
Oh.
That was in like 2008.
Oh, okay.
Well, I don't know then. Never mind.
Never mind. Well, should we do an Am I the Asshole?
Yes, we should. Yes.
It's about that time.
Leave a comment with your favorite toy below.
At Jibber Okay, so this is a roller coaster.
Okay.
Of an Am I the Asshole.
All right.
Also a toy. So, am I the asshole for being upset with my $150 engagement ring? Okay, let me read the story. I'll read this. Okay, so it'll be a story in two parts. I'll read the story she originally posted and then the update. And I'll ask your opinions after the first half and see what you think. Okay, so my fiance is quite well off, and while I don't make as much money as him, I certainly would not be struggling on my own. He rotates between a few very expensive watches that he wears to work, and while we have a good grasp on financial literacy, we aren't shy about spending for the important parts of life. We openly share finances, so I know he isn't secretly in debt or any such nonsense. The ring is nice and understated, but more of a nice stacker with an engagement ring to show off. I think English is not this person's first language. The stone, which I'm doubtful of being a diamond, is quite small. It's not heirloom. When friends or family get engaged, there is always the excitement in sharing the news, and inevitably someone will ask to see the ring, and then everyone coos over it, and it's a good time. Did we do that to your ring? I don't know.
People did that, yeah.
When I showed mine, the mood got very awkward, and they feigned excitement just long enough until it was okay to change the topic. This is not a knock on them. They are just terrible liars. I would like to make it clear that I'm not expecting a 3-month salary ring or an over-the-top wedding. However, this is a piece I would be wearing daily for decades and is largely considered a symbol of his love. I know not all feel this way, but we do, or at least I thought we did. But I really don't think I'm out of line for thinking of it as a long-term investment piece, given the amount I will wear it and see it, blah, 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 blah. Surely it's worth more than a gaming console. Am I the asshole? Hold on. There's an edit. I'm getting a lot of the same questions, so I thought I'd put the answers here. We had briefly talked about overall style, and he has access to my jewelry box, so he knows the stuff that I typically wear. As for the price, it wasn't very important to me. The budget for it was never really discussed, which I see as a mistake now, but I didn't realize this could be a problem. Price is not important as much as I don't care if he spends $1,000 or $100,000 on it, but this ring looks cheap. It's not quality craftsmanship. The dampened excitement of showing off my ring was only part of the post, the rest being that his drastic lowball on a piece I will be wearing every day for the rest of my life doesn't seem like the symbol of love one traditionally associates with an engagement or wedding pieces. It's about having a very wealthy fiance that invests more into the latest gaming console than he does a lifelong symbol of our love. To you, a ring might be just a ring, but unless otherwise discussed, it would be silly to assume it to be a throwaway item. In my culture, as well as the engagement ring is paired with the wedding band, not replaced. We share our finances. She already told us that. If he paid in cash as well, then he overpaid. Given that he has bought me more expensive jewelry in the past than this engagement ring, and sees what I wear on a regular basis, for him to lowball an important item seems pretty far out of left field and not something I would have needed to clarify with him, even if we had a longer conversation about it. Obviously, in hindsight, I should have. I think I'm more hurt with what it says to give your fiancé such a low-priced ring, when money clearly isn't an issue, than the fact that the ring itself was low budget. If we were worse off, $150 took effort to save, I would be over the moon, but we're well off, so it doesn't matter. He has gifted diamond studs and other fine jewelry to me in the past, so I don't understand why this is happening. To be blunt, it's a cheap ring in look and cost. She just kind of goes on about that for a bit, so there I'm going to leave it. So is she an asshole?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Okay.
It would be different, so if they were very poor and that was all he could afford, and they still wanted to get married and she still wanted a ring, that'd be different. It would be different if they had an understanding that this is not important and it's just sort of something that needs to be done. But I think...
So why do you think you bought her such a cheap engagement ring?
Maybe because he didn't...
Maybe he's actually not as well off. Maybe he's pretending or hiding something.
Okay.
Or maybe she is actually like a side bitch. Like...
No, if you're not gonna marry your side bitch.
But maybe he wants her to think he is.
Maybe.
Around.
Yeah, maybe there's something that she's obviously not saying.
I feel like there's something missing. If he's well off and he's bought other fine pieces of jewelry before, like he can't even like put out for a $1,500.
No, it's insane.
He can't even put out for a $1,500 to $2,000 ring. It doesn't even have to be a real diamond. Like, it
hold
can be something
on.
else.
I wonder if he like handmade the ring or something. And like, no? Because I feel like that would be a great thing. Like if I made you an engagement ring, I feel like that would mean a lot more, even if it wasn't expensive, like the materials. Like if I handmade you something.
Okay, can I just tell you the update?
Yeah.
Okay, he came home and we were sitting down around dinner and I started the conversation with, honey, I'd like to talk about the ring. And before I could finish my sentence, he blew up and started yelling, fucking finally, and how I'd ruined everything by waiting so long. To be brief, he bought a shitty ring from a jeweler who had bad reviews so that when I got upset over it, he could dump me under the guise that I was a gold digger. He had apparently been having an affair. Turns out COVID had shortened his work hours, not extended them, with a younger model that he's earned, so he's earned the right to fuck this person, I guess, but knew that breaking things off when everyone loved me so much would hurt his optics, so he had to make it my fault. He knew that leaving this pariahship would gain him sympathy, and there was a lot of rhetoric that clearly wasn't his own words, but something he was parroting from what I highly suspect is from a much too influential work friend that I've had disagreements with in the past. Changes I had attributed to work stress are glaringly obvious now as symptoms of something more malicious under the surface. I won't be sticking around to dig any deeper, but I know my now ex-fiancé would not have done and said the things he did without being pushed from bad influences from behind the scenes. I think she's just trying to blame it on the other person. But that's insane. Totally not fair. It's totally his fault.
Yeah.
So I left in the middle of his tirade around the 15-minute mark, and I'm staying at my mother's. I haven't cried yet, and I think I'm still waiting for it to all suddenly make sense, but I know logically it might not ever make sense. So basically, he gave her a really shitty ring so that she would look like a gold digger by making a big deal about it, but she waited too long to make a big deal about it. So
now he'll look like the asshole.
Yeah.
Which he is,
yeah. Because he was cheating on her.
That is insane.
I thought what you were going to say, this is what I thought you were going to start off with, when he was like, finally, like, you noticed, and I thought it was going to be like a prank, and he was going to be like, here's your real ring.
That's what I thought, right? That's where I thought she was going with it. I was like, I was like, oh no.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's so horrible.
I feel so bad for her.
Yeah.
What else?
As if, and too, like, it's all falling apart in front of her, am I the asshole, right? Like, she's like, am I a jerk for bringing this up?
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, I'm gonna bring it up, and now it's like, okay, so obviously he's the asshole.
At least, like, the original before the update, all the comments were like, you're not an asshole, something's wrong.
Yeah.
Like, something is going on.
Yeah.
Like, if he buys, like, $4,000 watches and then spends $150 on a cheap piece of jewelry,
that's weird,
then that's very strange. Like, obviously, like, I'm not picky, and I don't expect, like, Joe, for example, to spend that much money on my ring. Yeah. But, like, if you spent not as much as a fucking gaming console, I'd be like, what's going on here? Yeah. Like, anyway.
That's fucked.
Yeah, I feel super bad for that person.
I feel bad. Yeah, that sucks. What a dingus.
Right? And to like,
I'm so
like
happy
underhanded and trying to get her.
Yeah.
I'm so happy though that he'll be found out for like what he is. You know what I mean? Like by his family and friends and everything.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Because they liked her too much. And he wanted her to look like a gold digger.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what a fucking prick too for doing that. Like, I want to make you look bad so that I can get away with being bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really shitty.
Sociopath.
Yeah, that's some sociopathic behavior.
So is she the asshole? I think
Absolutely
it's clearly that
not.
she is.
Is not.
Is.
What? She's
not the asshole.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, okay. I thought you were confused.
Yeah, I was like, you look confused, so I don't know.
No, okay. Not the asshole.
No.
Any alien news?
Have I learned anything?
My mom told me something today. I think probably a lot of people know this, but so some squash flowers are males and some are females.
Yeah, I knew that.
And the bee has to like move in between them, I guess, and that's why the flowers fall off. It means they haven't been like fertilized properly. I always just thought it was like some stupid insect was biting them off.
No, and you can eat the flowers too.
True. Yeah.
I've got one. So the reason why COVID has made it so that everybody had to be indoors is because the government hired aliens to come in and plant 5G trees so that they can have their government grade internet, and the 5G trees are gonna give us all cancer.
Holy shit, really?
Say no to 5G.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's why we had to wear masks, because the fertilizer that they had to use for the 5G trees is very potent at first. So
that's actually what they're saying.
That's why you know the crisis is like going away, and like
that's not
like how many
away.
people do you personally know who actually had COVID-19?
Well, we live in a really small town, so no one.
Exactly, and I guarantee that's what everybody else is saying. Oh well, I live in a small place, so I don't know anybody who has.
Stop.
I'm just fucking.
You're gonna use people.
I'm clearly joking. There's no such thing as 5G trees.
I'm clearly kidding. There's no such thing as COVID.
Yeah, no, I'm joking. Obviously, I just wanted to make a joke.
Well, you gotta be sure sometimes.
Yeah, don't do that.
Why?
I learned
My
how to
hands
stop
burn.
a cat's paw from bleeding. I suppose that could be handy.
Put
with
it
my
in
kid.
Epsom salt.
Yeah, no, that was horrible. So my poor kitty tore her claw off. So I've been like doting on her basically, like probably like a Munchausen by proxy mother would do. Be like, you're sick. But yeah, if the paw starts bleeding and it doesn't stop bleeding, you can dip their paw in flour.
Yeah.
And it'll like
you heard it.
it'll
here
like
first.
Coagulate the blood.
yeah. And it actually did. I was like, wow,
And then you can scrape it off and make a nice, lovely
nice
part.
little bread.
Ugh.
Ew, I took the cone off today and she went at the nail and she bit off like a piece of what I thought was like the nail healing.
Mhm.
And it turned out not to be. It was like a hunk of hair that just had like blood and like other shit in it. And I was like,
Gross.
well, obviously she needed to take that off.
Yeah.
Like
How's
she
she
was
doing? Like,
good.
is she...
I think she's okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
It's tough because like Joe's mom was like, what are you gonna do when you have kids? Like Jen sounds like she's very like, but I was like, no.
But if you let something like that get out of hand, then
yeah,
the
but I
cat
was
could
like,
lose
but
its
also
leg.
like I am a human. I know what looks bad and what isn't. It's a cat. When people get hurt in real life, like people, I'm just like, you're fine.
Yeah.
But when it's an animal, I'm like, I don't know.
I can't tell,
Because I
yeah.
actually don't know because I'm not a fucking vet.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well,
Anyway.
that's been jibber jamming.
Tell us about your favorite toys.
Yeah. If we miss any, like, fucking standout, like, toys from the 90s or your childhood anyway, let us know.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.